podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind.
Let's get this show on the road. So wherever you're in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And welcome to the Football Show podcast live on all social platforms and also coming live on X and TikTok. In today's podcast, we'll be talking about two things. First thing we'll be talking about in a couple of minutes is Jota, who's sadly passed away. And the second of all, we'll be talking about the Morecambe situation. And also, if you support any other club, feel free to come and join. But we're going to start off with the sad news of 28-year-old Jota, a Liverpool player, sadly passed away in a car crash. And news coming through, he was trying to overtake and his Lamborghini tyre exploded and ended up crashing into a field, and him and his brother sadly passed away. In my opinion, he was a really fantastic player, and listening to TalkSport today, people were saying he was a fantastic player. He was kind. He was basically a kind footballer. I think Cristiano Ronaldo's tweeted out as well, saying he was a good player. Jack, are you here?
Good evening, Johnny.
What was your thoughts on sadly Jota and his brother sadly passing away?
Well, to start with, when I first saw it this morning, I thought that it was false news. I didn't want to believe it because I have a soft spot for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I've watched Wolves when they were in, near enough in the Premier League mid-table a few seasons ago, and then obviously he went to Liverpool. He's an absolutely amazing player, and it's just heartbreaking that he overtook someone and it just the car just decided to just give up on him. And it's sad how he got married literally 2 weeks ago, and he has 3 kids at home, and it's just upsetting for not just Liverpool fans, staff. It is for the whole football community, because he's an amazing player, don't get me wrong. And like you said, Cristiano Ronaldo, one of his teammates that he has played with in international, is just amazing. And it's just, there's been some hateful comments by some fans recently, and I've just been in a TikTok live where someone has just chanted Jota's in a box, which resulted us basically kicking off with him, because at the end of the day, someone's died. It's not time to take the piss. At the end of the day, it's something that's happened. It's upsetting, and just think of what if his family saw this, the comments that have been said. It's just shocking to be fair, and I'm really upset about everything today. It wasn't a great morning, because at the end of the day, I have a soft spot for Wolves. So.
Yeah, because when it happened today, obviously I put it in the group chat, but before I like in cab at work, and I went, oh my god, and he's like, that's like what's happened. I went, Jota's just died. And then obviously I put it in group chat, and then it was just like, what is going on here, kind of thing. Haru, you should be able to hear us.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
So what was your thoughts on Jota as a
Oh,
Sorry, as a player.
Jota. Like Jack said, when I first heard the news, I thought it was fake news until I've seen it myself on the articles and things like that. I just basically started tearing up because if you don't know me, Bradford is my main team, but majority of my family do support Liverpool, and I've got a very, very big soft spot for Liverpool FC. And when Jota came into the team back in around about 2020 during COVID time, we was all ecstatic. But what happened last night? He overtook someone, and his Lamborghini just gave out on him. That is just very, very sad. But obviously, he's died. His brother Andreas died. So he was an amazing player for Wolves, for Atletico Madrid, for Liverpool exceptionally. He has won the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the Premier League trophy with Liverpool, which is an incredible accomplishment. And like what Jack said, he got married, 2 weeks ago, and he sadly passed away whilst on a holiday in Spain with his younger brother. He's married the love of his life, who they've been together for 13 years of age, for 13 years, basically. 13 years, and he's left 3 little kids. Unfortunately, that will now have to grow up without a dad, unfortunately. So, and I don't know how to really put words out there, but rest in peace to Jota. My heart, thoughts and prayers do go out to his family, especially to his wife and his kids and his mum and dad, because they have lost their only 2 kids that night in one place, unfortunately. So rest in peace. Obviously, Liverpool will hold a vigil today, and that will be held until the 7th of July. So if anybody out there in the world who live in Liverpool or thinking of going down to Liverpool, I extremely basically ask if you can try to attend that vigil. It goes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day until the 7th of July, beginning today. And I personally will be going down there tomorrow as soon as I finish up with some meetings. I will be there myself, but yeah, it is just heartbreaking. Obviously, I'm not going to ramble on too much because it's affected me quite a lot, because I have met Jota in the past when he first came to Liverpool. I met him at the Premier League Trophy Parade and spoke to him for a bit. He was a genuinely good lad. He did not deserve to be in that crash. It was just wrong place, wrong time, wrong car. R.I.P. Jota and R.I.P. Andre.
Jack, you got your hand up, bud?
I forgot to say this. I'm just for everyone, life is too short, so just make sure you all just stay safe.
Exactly. You only live once, so live every day like it's your last.
Yeah, exactly.
Because tomorrow is never promised. Tomorrow is never promised.
Jota and his family and Andre will never walk alone.
Exactly.
And Harley, welcome back, bud. What's your thoughts on the sad passing of Jota and his brother?
Well, welcome back to Chicken on the Leaf podcast. I'm really sad about Jota and Andrew about passed away this morning. I'm a Liverpool supporter as well, but I'm absolutely devastated. I'm heartbroken about what happened, about the crash in Spain, especially with his family, especially with his sons as well. Just can't believe it. Got loads of when I heard the first story, I heard about loads of fake news, like everyone's been saying about, I can't believe this is going to happen, but it has when you look on the proper Sky Sports, and it has happened, and it's just made me cry. Absolutely devastated. Absolutely ripped Jota and rip Andrew as well. Rest in peace, all have to say.
And just before we get somebody else, I've invited you, Lee, as well, if you want to come and join. Beginning and the end of the podcast on today, we'll be having You Never Walk Alone in memory of Jota and his brother, who has sadly passed away at the age of 28. I'll try inviting you again, Lee, if you want to come and join us, bud. And if anyone else fancies joining the podcast, feel free. Just search for Chickens on the Loose podcast on X. Come and join us and come and have a chat. In a couple of minutes or so, I'll give Lee another couple of minutes to join. And Graham, I've invited you as well if you want to fancy coming joining us. Haru, Harley or Jack, have you got anything else you want to speak on Jota? Or Jota?
Yeah, one thing. What I'm seeing on TikTok, right, and other social media sites, yeah, but mainly TikTok, people going live. I know I've seen Mitch's video about this, yeah. People going live with Jota's picture in the background just to get views, likes, and attention. The man's just died. And you really think that putting a picture of his on the background of your green screen is gonna attract people into say RIP to Jota and stuff like that in the comments below. But when you start battling people, it's just wrong. You just don't do that. Basically what I've done really is make a video of remembrance of Jota. If you're gonna do one of remembering Jota, that's perfectly fine. But don't be on live and have your green screen, a picture of Jota, yeah, and then start battling people, because that is just, I'm going to say this, it's going to sound stupid. That is stupid. Because what in your right mind is going to make you think that's going to be, it's doing wonders of the world? It's not. You're just basically wanting to get gifts, likes, and attention and views off a dead person, basically. And that's not on. Long story short, that is just not on. If you want to do something about remembering Jota, perfectly fine. If you want to put some big game clips of him scoring on TikTok, like a little compilation, that's perfectly fine. If you want to put a picture of him up on TikTok with some words on it saying, rest in peace, Jota, gone too soon or something, that's perfectly fine. If you want to change your profile picture to Jota's face as a remembrance thing, that is perfectly fine. What you don't do is do it, but what you don't do is go on live, put a picture of Jota on your green screen in the background, and then start battling people for money, likes, and attention and views. You don't do that. That is just violating, because you're doing this on a dead person's name, a legendary name, who's he's a famous athlete, he's a professional footballer, but still, he is still a human being. And all these people, right, from different clubs, yeah, I know a lot of people from different clubs who have basically said RIP, paid their respects, as what football fans do when we come together when someone's passed away. But what you don't do is start chanting stupid chants, like what Jack's just said about Jota's in a box. It disgusts me to even say that. You do not start saying that. It's like with the Sir Bobby Charlton one, where Sir Bobby Charlton died for Manchester United. The Man City fans started chanting Sir Bobby's in the box. That is absolutely violent. It is disgusting. You do not start making chants of a dead person's name to basically ridicule them. Because like what Jack said, what if his family saw that? What would they think when they saw that? It's absolutely disgusting. So the people who have sang them chants, who have done them chants, yeah, shame on you for doing them in the first place. Because what if that was one of your players that died, or one of your family members that died, and someone started singing that about your family member or your player? Just think about it. That's all I've got to say.
Okay. Harley, have you got any last words on this matter before I go to Lee? Harley and Jack, have you got any last thoughts before I go to Lee?
Yeah.
I've got nothing else.
Jack, you can go.
Go on, Harley.
I've got nothing else. Harley, you can speak.
Alright, okay. Right, the last time I seen Jota was on the Liverpool parade. It was absolutely a brilliant day, at the Liverpool parade. And yeah, it was just like singing Diogo Jota songs, and everyone made them happy and that. And yeah, it's very sad news what happened today. Absolutely, rest in peace, and Andrew. but all of his goals scored for, like, especially with the club, because he's, like, we've won the Premier League, we've won the FA Cup, we've won the Carabao Cup with him, especially all these years, and Jurgen Klopp, like Arnold Slot, we've been with him. He's been unstoppable, like scoring class goals. He's absolutely a legend. That's everything.
Yeah, and welcome back, DJ Lee. Hope you are well and glad to see you back, mate. Are you feeling better now, Lee?
Yeah, it's been a bit rough, but never mind. This hot weather hasn't helped me at all.
And
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Lee. What's your thoughts on Jota?
R.I.P. The footballer passed away. He should be able to rest in peace, but the idiots are out, and they always are. Just ignore them. They're not going to go away, are they? It's like people, you were talking about clubs chanting against stuff. I know Man United fans get really riled when people start chanting about Munich air disaster. It is just sick, and unfortunately, there are a lot of sick fans within the game that seem to get something out of it, and it's rubbish, isn't it? It's a time when football fans should stand together and say, we don't want this. We don't want these people part of the game. It's as simple as that, really. I've just come through a rough time. 40th anniversary at Bradford City Fire. And I've heard people pulling that, why are they still going on about that? Well, because as a City fan, it means an awful lot to me. And I don't want my sensibilities shattering by some lunatic that probably can't even understand what that day means to anyone, but it does to us City fans, and it should to them, especially when some of those people are actually from Bradford. Oh, well, I remember it wasn't that bad. Well, it was bad enough for 56 people that lost their lives. It were bad enough for the people, the fans that were there that day, and have to live with that for the rest of our lives. So, no, I feel for Jota, I feel for his family, I feel for the club, his teammates. I wouldn't go as far as to say he was a legend yet, because he was only young. He had a career ahead of him. It would have been a superb one, but, we can't predict what tomorrow's going to bring. But we don't have to listen to idiots either, do we? That's about all I've got to say on that.
So just one last thing on this. R.I.P. Jota. And it's just, I'm still seeing things come out now all over social media about it. Life's too short. Always cherish the person who you're with, because you never know when you're next see them. So R.I.P. And this podcast, at the beginning and end of the podcast, will have you never walk alone in memory of him. Right, Lee, back to you. So,
okay, that was quick.
Yeah, because I know I've not seen you in a while, Lee.
I know, I've been, like I said, 40th, and what the anniversary means to me anyway, it just takes it out of me, and we've had one or two things going on, and, well, like I said, hot weather haven't done us any favours, so air conditioning unit has been ordered. So just as I ordered that, bloody cooker's knackered now, so...
So I want to take you back, Lee.
Go.
And we played Fleetwood. Obviously, we've not seen you in a while. Same to Haru and Jack.
Yeah.
That goal, 96 minute. Lee, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, when it went in, I was just looking through tears at everything that were going on. My first thought, when everybody ran on pitch, was, don't mess this up, get off the pitch. Is there going to be sanctions? I have read little bits that there could be, but what they will be, take form as, I don't know. Hope not. But you couldn't have written it you couldn't have written it. A fairy tale wouldn't do it justice, because that's exactly what it was. And being Bradford City, could we expect any different to that? It just sums up Bradford City in those last few minutes of that game. That's what it is to follow Bradford City. And I've cried for weeks after that because of the 40th and everything. Those 56 must have been on the edge of their seats, heavenly seats. And it was just magical. It was just magical. Well, 54 of them, because 2 of them were from Lincoln. But
And
we
before we get
that
to...
against them. Just wonderful. Just absolutely wonderful.
Before we get to Haru, we've had some breaking transfer news come out. Former Bradford City defender Matty Folds has penned a 2-year deal at St Johnstone's over in Scotland. So Haru, back in the time machine, what was your thoughts on the 96
St Johnstone
minute
in Perth.
Mm.
Nice.
Good. The last game of the season, all the fans were on the edge of their seats when they were coming close to full time. And then when that goal went in the 96th minute in by Anthony Sasovic, the whole of the Kop immediately exploded like scenes I have never seen before. It was honestly absolutely amazing to see all the fans, older to the young ones, to celebrate together and to realise that we have finally done it. After 6 long seasons in the league, so we have finally managed to break through and get into League One with the last minute goal of the game, which basically went madness for us, obviously. It was my second time seeing Bradford promoted, but first time seeing them automatics, obviously. And it's what was amazing about that is that a lot of people were saying that 40 plus 56 equals 96. Could that have been aside from the 96 up above, from the heavens to basically get us to break through that point and get into League One? Who knows? Only they could know. But honestly, the fans' reactions was absolutely amazing. From celebrating with my friends in the Kop, it was genuinely emotional. I could say that for a fact. It was emotional. I can tell you for a fact I was crying as soon as we realised that we are going up. The chanting of "we are going up" started going around the Kop and around the whole of Valley Parade of the Bradford fans. Honestly, it was absolutely amazing. And the pitch invasions that happened 3 times, that was absolutely amazing as well. Like, what did get me a bit was the pyros inside the ground. That's what got me a bit annoyed. Like, say the pyros for when you get out, but I know when it's a goal, tensions were high. You're finally relieved and you've gotten what you needed. I understand why, but sometimes it's just have some respect. But I'm not gonna basically give anybody grief about that. But I get why tensions were high for Bradford, and they needed this goal. They needed this win to get promoted to League One, because Walsall scored against Crewe. So they were in 3rd, we were in 4th. We could have hit playoffs if that goal did not go in, and we got extremely lucky with that for that goal. Because if that did not go in and that game ended 0-0, we would have been fighting for a place. And I didn't see us surviving the playoffs. I saw us getting out in the second semi-final, just like how we did against Carlisle last time we had the playoffs. But yeah, that's all I could really say about it. The fans were ecstatic. I know I was as well. Like, the whole of Valley Parade, like, not just the Kop, you've got Midland Road, Family Stand, and the Della Stand, like, the entire all the Bradford fans, like, that normally would not be chanting all through the game, did. And once we scored and the fans went up in the air, ran down to the pitch, and then what was good to see is when the whole fans ran onto the pitch from all the ends. Like, you had Graham Alexander and Andy Cook surrounded by fans. That's amazing. So if I could say something, that's it. Yeah, it was absolutely ecstatic that day.
Jack?
Oh God, yeah, here we go. So that day overall. So to start with, when I work, because I don't live in Bradford, so I live in in a city called Hull, which means that I have to travel an hour and a half to that game. So I was travelling, and I turned around to my dad, and I turned around and I was like, we're either going to lose this game or we're going to win on the last minute. And then I got into the stadium, and I was really paranoid. We're not doing this. Because we know us Bradford fans, we've been hurt so many times via playoffs, aka against Carlisle. But my experience from that day, when I found out Walsall scored against Crewe, because I bought a bucket hat, I put my bucket hat over my face from the 70th minute to the 92nd minute, and I would turn around to my dad. I was like, Dad, we are not doing this. We have played shocking all game. We're not going up. We're getting playoffs, and we're going to do it. We're going to absolute F it up. But then it got to the 95th minute, and I saw us that we pushed every single player up the pitch, and I was like, well, we've actually got a chance here. And then as soon as that ball went to Tommy Lee, when he did the long ball, and it came off Lapsley's head and then landed at Sarkovic's foot, I turned around to my dad. I was like, this is going in, this. And then as soon as I saw the goalkeeper go the wrong way and then go the right way but miss the ball, I was like, oh my God. And the fans behind me started celebrating, and I couldn't believe it because I thought it was offside. And then I got absolutely squished. But then I got my foot, and then I got my leg stuck in, because there was absolute limbs in the family stand, because that's where I sit. And there was absolute limbs. There was people jumping all over the place. The atmosphere was absolutely amazing. The pitch invasion when we scored the goal was, I get the tensions were high, the emotions were high, but in my opinion, I don't think we should have pitch invaded twice just before the final whistle. I get it if we did it after the final whistle, because then yet again, yeah, it's not a hefty fine, but it's still a fine. But after that, the stadium was absolutely bouncing, and I collapsed to my knees when I got on that pitch, and I started crying. And I'm 19, and it was just mad. And then the celebration after North Parade was absolutely amazing. Celebrating with players, I even had Jack Shepherd on my shoulder, Jamie Walker, Anthony Sarcevic spraying beer everywhere. It was just the best day ever, and I will never forget it. I still watch the goal to this day, and the absolute limbs. It was just crazy.
Yeah, these are the things that keep you coming back time after time. It's been a City fan.
I think it was Jack Shepherd who missed. Shepherd who missed from
the 6-yard box. He missed 6 yards.
And I was like,
Sarcevic put one over the bar and then fell on the floor face down.
Yeah.
So when Shepherd did that and Sark did that, I was like, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do this. And then I was praying. I was praying to the football gods.
Sarcevic has gone on record. He doesn't even know now that he did actually get a touch on the ball. It just happened.
Then when Lee just put it into box.
Honest.
Yeah. Everything just super slowed down for me. And I thought, please, just someone hit it. And then that happened. Other person went other way and it went in, or just like hugging everybody. I was nearly in tears myself. Wow.
It's just crazy how the football community can, like, Bradford, it's a family club. When we're all together, it's like one big family.
Yes.
And it's, you want to sit next to that person every single game at home, because they're like your best friend when you're at football.
Yeah.
And like I've met a few, like you lot. I didn't know any Bradford fans until I decided to go on TikTok and start content creating, and then obviously started doing podcasts. And I'm glad that I've met you lot, because we can go to the pub and have a laugh, and then we can celebrate after a game, and that's what football should be like. It should be like.
Graham, I've sent you an invite again, mate, if you fancy joining. Before we move on, because I'm going to talk about Carlisle in a minute, I've seen someone retweet this actually. Crawley have agreed a deal for former Luton winger Dion Pereira on a free transfer. Apparently that's coming through. He used to play for Bradford City. Harley, welcome back. What's happened at Carlisle?
What's happened at Carlisle? Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're into National League for next season. We've just had our new home kits and our away kits. Our new away kit is red, white, and blue. Everyone's been saying it looks like Blackpool Rock and toothpaste. Also, that we've had some great players from the last couple of weeks. We've signed Ringlingly. Let me just search up just for a sec because I can't remember what names. We've signed so many players the last couple of months, especially with Mark Hughes. I reckon we've got a good chance. It looks like we've got a good chance to stay up. Probably go up this season. Ben Barkley went to Brighton on a 1-year deal for under 21s. We've got signed a player from Salford City. What's his name again? Archibald Jazz. What's it called?
Johnny will know.
I can't
Johnny, what?
pronounce
No, I can't pronounce the names.
I can't pronounce names. Shit.
Let me try to have a look.
The guy we signed from Salford was Luamba.
Yeah, Luamba. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, Luamba and Ringling. Where did we find?
Linley.
Yeah.
Regan Linney.
Yeah.
Ringling, what, that circus?
No. Rennie.
Yeah, well, Ringling Brothers. I remember it well.
What else we've signed? Sam Murray from Man United.
So have you got anything else about Carlisle, Harley, before I move to Graham, who's also a Carlisle fan?
I'm trying to go to quite a lot of away games for next season. I've got a season ticket for next season. Hopefully we do well. I'm hoping to do Hartlepool United because Hartlepool United is going to be our derby for this season. Also about Morecambe as well, hopefully, about that. I don't know what about, we've got quite a lot of distance travels, down south, Truro and that. I don't, if our fixtures haven't came out for National League, but if our fixtures come out for, Truro, if we get Truro first away game, I'll be really happy about that because it will just get over and done with because it's the longest away game for Carlisle United. I don't think I would do it, but I want to do it, but it'll be a good day out.
Okay, we're going to move. Graham, what about yourself?
Well done to Mark Hughes for sticking with them. I think he'll get you back up, and that's as a City fan. I think he will.
What about yourself, Graham? What's your thoughts on Carlisle?
Yeah, we've had a good start to the summer. Got some good National League level players in. We've also got some players that has dropped down 1, maybe 2 leagues in some cases. So yeah, all's looking good at the moment. We've still got a fair bit of work to do. Centre midfield needs a lot of work. But yeah, all in all, it's all looking bright and rosy so far. We've got 2 outstanding kits. The transfers that have come in so far look promising. So yeah, I'm full of optimism, ready for the fixtures coming out next week.
Okay, have we got anything else you want to talk about, Carlisle, Graham?
No, we've also added to the coaching staff where Glyn Hodges has left due to family reasons. He's been replaced by Frankie McAvoy, who was a coach somewhere in Scotland. I can't exactly remember where it was. And Gavin Skelton has returned, who was part of Paul Simpson's coaching staff. He's returned from Hartlepool. So we're glad to see him back. But yeah, just looking forward to the fixture release now, really.
Okay, we're into the last 25 minutes or so. So if you do want to join, feel free, head over to Chickens on the Loose podcast on X and come and join us. We've got Harry on TikTok, who's put RIP Jota. So keep your TikToks coming in, keep your Facebooks, YouTubes, keep questions in. If you want to ask Graham, Haru, Harley, Jack, or Lee any questions on myself, feel free to put it in below. Like and share as well if you can. Right, guys, we're going to move on to the situation at Morecambe. And people don't know who are going on at Morecambe. They've been having trouble with money recently. It came out the other week that, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but someone had bought Morecambe. And then it's just been back and forth. The Morecambe board have been threatening to put Morecambe into administration this week. And by, I think, yesterday, the current owner of Morecambe decided to sack the board. I don't know what's currently happening at the minute, but we'll just get other people's thoughts on it, really. Starting off with Graham.
I think it's absolute. People who bought Morecambe were Punjab Warriors. They were the people you were looking for.
Graham?
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's an absolute carnage. It's absolute carnage over there at the minute, and it's an absolute travesty that we're on the verge of losing yet another football club due to poor ownership, and again down to poor due diligence in my eyes as well. He's not had the greatest financial past, but yet he's been allowed to take control of a football club and pretty much run it into the ground. And I feel so sorry for every Morecambe supporter having to go through this. We were in that sort of situation a few years ago when we were on the verge. But luckily enough, we've got new owners that sort of took our club on a little bit. So hopefully he'll do the right thing and sell the club. But if he doesn't, the only way I can see it ending is when we're going out of business.
Yeah. Haru?
What Graham said there, it is going to be sad to see that we lose another amazing, all-style football team, Morecambe FC, yeah, but, what is right is obviously the money situation wise, the problem is that they haven't got, basically they're running out of money, and they need to sell up and go for Morecambe to survive. Because the board, Jason Whittaker, who leads Bonds Investments, he's now he's threatened to put the club into administration. He has sacked the board. What he's trying to do is keep his clutches onto Morecambe as hard as he can until it's too late, and that's going to be a problem because all these fans of Morecambe FC who go in and out every single week, them cold Tuesday nights, them Saturday nights, them wins, them losses, them draws, they go there to support the football team they support, right? And that's going to be a problem. But they're all thinking, are we going to have a club to support tomorrow? Or when the season starts, are we going to have a club to support? And if Jason Whittaker keeps on going the way he is, doing, the answer's going to be no. They're not going to have a football club to support because Morecambe will go out of business if Jason Whittaker does not sell up to Punjab Warriors, because Jason is running out of money. And I do feel bad for these Morecambe fans because they do go in and out every single week, home, away, home and away, on them cold Tuesday nights. And I know how cold it gets on them Tuesday nights. Them Saturdays, them wins, them draws, them losses, and that's going to be a problem because it is it's so annoying to see owners do that to a club that's got history, that's got really good history and a really good background. Is upsetting and annoying that an owner like Jason Whittaker is trying to keep his clutches to Morecambe as hard as he can until it's too late. Then what he needs to do is sell the club to Punjab Warriors and to move on before it's too late and Morecambe goes out of business.
Harley?
I'm very devastated about Morecambe, especially been going up there for quite a while, a couple of years. It is a nice club, a nice football stadium. I'm thinking about the fans. Very sad if it does go with no football club. I don't know who they're going to support, but it is very sad that, and especially we're going to have no Luca, a good side of them football team. The players will probably lose chance, if it goes out late until the transfer. I don't know if they're allowed to go go to a different club. Don't know if they're allowed to do that if it's a bit too late after the transfer window closes. Hopefully they get back into business and start getting the money back. Hopefully. And yeah, it's just a nice ground to go to, especially having a good time at the football stadium, having lots of fun with your family and your friends, going to away games, or if you're a Morecambe supporter, it's just good to keep the Morecambe club going and support them. Win, lose or draw.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what these three have said, but it's very upsetting to see. This is the second club now that is having financial problems. The other week we were talking about Sheffield Wednesday. Now this time we're talking about Morecambe. I feel really sorry for the fans, the players, and the staff. The owner is just being stupid. I don't understand why he just can't sell up. It's heartbreaking. And like Harley said, it's a nice stadium to go to. It's on the coast. Everyone likes going to coastal stadiums and clubs. It's just, this is the second club this summer that it's going bust. And not gonna lie, Morecambe have been in some financial problems in the past, and it's about time that it needs sorting out. And Whittaker needs. I don't get why he's gone and sacked the directors, because if it wasn't for the directors, they wouldn't have a club, if you get what I mean. It's basically telling him if he doesn't sell up, then they will go out of business and they will go in administration. But because he's had the option, he's gone and sacked them, it's just a vice versa, and it's backwards and forwards. It's going to be backwards and forwards for weeks now. So yeah, I think it's silly. He just needs to sell up.
And Lee?
I think it's about time Football League itself actually took an active role. There's too many clubs gone. When a team comes up from National League that probably doesn't have the experience or the knowledge to work out how to go on, it's about time somebody used the two brain cells they've got probably still remaining and said, these clubs need help. All of them. There's too many clubs died when Bury went out. When I remember Halifax struggling, we sent a team over from Bradford to play them, and they had a bumper crowd, and it gave them some money, and it kept them going. But what they really need is advice. Where are we going wrong? Why are people not supporting us? You know, there's got to be a model. Liverpool don't seem to have a problem, as we mentioned. Man United don't have a problem. Man City don't have a problem. Chelsea, Arsenal, Huddersfield Town don't bother us. And, you know, there's got to be a model for a club coming out of non-league or dropping into non-league, how to trim the coat. I don't know what it's like to drop out of league. But I go back to when Park Avenue dropped out. They didn't get any help. They vanished. I remember playing against them in Bradford Sunday League when they were trying to reform. Do you know, there's got to be that. You can't lose these. It's a tradition in England, in British Isles. Football is Saturday. But it used to be on a Wednesday night. It's whenever Sky decide you can play now, isn't it? But do you know what I mean? We can't lose these names, these institutions for towns, for cities, everywhere. We're losing clubs. We're losing people from game. You just think this day and age, somebody at FL, at Football League, would sort of get their heads together and say, right, we need to help our clubs to run better, to be more efficient, to know what's expected. You know, if you know what's coming, you know what to do about it, don't you, usually? I just think it's such a tragedy that clubs don't get the help that they quite obviously need. Whittaker, do we know for sure that he's holding them to ransom? I think it's like a gimme at the moment, innit? Everybody says he's just dug his claws in and he don't want to let go. But maybe he doesn't trust people that might come in. I don't know. I don't know the story about Morecambe, and I wouldn't profess to. But they can be helped. And if he can be helped to trust people that might come in and keep it going and add to Morecambe's legacy, might help him. My cousin used to play for Morecambe when they were a non-league side before. So I've got a little bit of an interest in Morecambe from that regard. But our Brian would say himself, he says, well, they just don't know what they're doing. And I've always thought, well, they've come into a football league, they should know. By now, at least. They've done well since they came out of non-league. They've done well, and so can other clubs. But they need that help, and they need that knowledge base that they can feed from and take the clubs forward. And that's about all I've got to say on that one. I just think it's about time Football League helped clubs instead of just looking for ways of penalising them for, well, let's face it, bullshit mistakes.
Yeah.
We all make them. I've never met one person in life that hasn't made a mistake. Not one.
Yeah.
Fact. But usually those people have someone come and put an arm around his shoulder and say, this works better. That's what it needs, I think. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now.
So we've had YNWA You Never Walk Alone on TikTok. Say R.I.P. Diago and Andre. We've had Outfit. Are you excited for the 13th of September, Huddersfield away? Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Right, so coming into the last 11 minutes or so of the podcast, we're going to move on now to a couple of pre-season games. So, starting off with Graham, who have you got on Saturday for a pre-season game, or have you not got one?
We have got, I believe we've got Motherwell, but it's behind closed doors. I do believe.
Yep.
Those first two pre-season games are behind closed doors. We've got Motherwell, and then we've got an unknown team because they don't want it broadcasted.
Yeah. Before we go to Haru, we've had Jeff on TikTok on about Jota. No matter who you support, you have to show your respect to the player and family. Rest in peace, Jota. 100% agree with you there.
Yeah.
Haru,
Hey up.
are you going to the game on Saturday against
FC United, unfortunately, no. On the Saturday when we play FC United, I'll be taking off to Spain. Unfortunately.
Me sod. Can I come?
I think plane's all full.
Oh, tight. What one, mates? Harleyan, I know you've got 2 games behind closed doors, but do you think you'll put a strong team out?
If it's unclosed doors, I reckon that they probably will let the new players have like a trial and just see how they get on and in the positions, how do they play. Probably against Motherwell or some team. They probably will let the young ones out. Like Sam Hetherington's just came up to the first team squad, and yeah, he's probably let different players play in the positions, get them used to the team, get ready for the National League. Just let the teammates get to know them and that. Probably know that when they've been in training, but it's probably better to do them in football training when they're like a proper match. You know if they're good passing, they know how to do shots and that. I reckon he would probably put a good squad out, but they're probably like just try the best. I don't know what kind of squad they will put out, but I reckon they will probably let couple of the new players, let them have a try.
Jack, are you going to the game on Saturday?
I am not, but not going to lie to you, I didn't even know who FC United were. Not going to lie, I've never heard of them.
So do you remember the Glazers? Oh, the Glazers are Man United.
The Glazers are Man United,
They took over, a lot of fans basically made a Phoenix team of FC United.
They're revolted.
FC United right? Their sponsorship is not sponsored by anybody.
I've seen FC United play up at Park Avenue. They're not a bad side.
Being alright, I think it'll be an alright pre-season. It'll be a test for our new players. To be fair, I don't think we'll put out a strong side. In my opinion, the only time that we need to put a strong side out for pre-season is when it's near enough to the time of when we're playing Reed seconds in Austria, and when we're playing Middlesbrough, because that will mean that it's a massive test for us to see what starting 11 that we're going to have against Wickham at home. I'm going to try go to the Oldham pre-season away, but the trains are a nightmare from Hull, so I'll have to see.
And last but not least, Lee, are you looking forward to the game on Saturday? And
I'm looking forward to seeing how we go. I think he'll do half and half like he normally does, like we've always done at Bradford. It'll be, it's an old-fashioned sort of thing, isn't it? We have possibles and probables, and he'll mix them both into 2 teams, and we'll see what comes out. Do you know, I'm more interested, since we're talking about Bradford again, on who these 2 are. I suspect Shepherd and Adaramola are the 2 people that were interested in getting back, or certainly players of that ilk, but I can't say whether they are them.
I can't see them 2 coming back because because of what Barnsley's seen from when he played for us, he was a different player.
He was,
and I don't think we are heading to loan him out again, but I don't think it will come through.
He thrived being with us.
100%. And
I'm surprised we haven't put in a bid for him.
Yeah.
Out of the 2, I'd have Shepherd.
I'd have
in
Shepherd
a
back.
heartbeat.
Yeah, 100%. Shepherd was a really good defender.
He was.
And not only just a defender, though, he was good at attacking as well.
He was backing up the attack, wasn't he? Because he'd fill in that space in midfield
Yeah.
to let a midfielder get forward and all.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Swan's like as well.
Teo Adamola, I don't think he'll come back because one, he's from Crystal Palace, which is a Premier League side anyway.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't think we can afford his wages.
We don't know what wages he's on, but
But yeah,
right. It's not going to be. It's not going to be pennies.
It's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap.
No, but I would
like
love to see him come back. But
paying Andy Cook, like he's on $9 grand a week.
He wasn't a scorer, was he?
No, Adamola was more of a pace on the wing.
Yeah. He'd get you to end and then put it back to point, and would invariably put in a decent cross.
But there's also rumours that we're getting Naki Wells back, which I don't think will go through.
No, that's rubbish. He's not coming back.
No, Naki's not coming back.
He wants to stay in the Championship.
Right, lads, it's going to be that time again. I want to say thank you for Graham, Haru, Harley, Jack, Lee, and other people who have joined today. Hope you've enjoyed this podcast. This podcast will be live on a couple of podcast services from Apple Music to Spotify to iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, listen up. Just search for Chickens on the Loose podcast. This podcast the Football Show podcast will be back next Thursday at 6:00. This will be the regular time slot. So feel free to come and join. It's going to be your club and your team. Hope you've enjoyed it today. Thank you again to Graham, Haru, Harley, Jack and Lee. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And rest in peace, Jota. You never walk alone.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown.
Social Podcast Network.